Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray. This is Gray's Guitars, and thank you for watching. Today we are taking a look at the Harley Benton DC Junior Fat Benton Blue. And this is a guitar where I don't understand the premium price in it. They say it supposedly has an ebony fretboard, but if you look at it, this does not look like any ebony I've ever seen. This looks, maybe it's a subsidiary of ebony. This more looks like rosewood, if anything, as I kind of click through the pictures. I know some of them are blurry. Now, don't get me wrong, this is a nice looking guitar, a nice color. Actually, you can actually see some of the tooling marks right there. But $260. You get what you get. Don't complain about it too much. Oh, there we go. I can zoom in. Yeah, you can actually see all them tooling marks right there. But the thing is, why is this $259 as opposed to this, which is $203? It actually was $202. Their prices fluctuate a few dollars here and there because of, I guess, international exchange or something. I know it's something along those lines. But the difference is this one does not have a push-pull tone pot. It's not a blue color, and it supposedly doesn't have an ebony fretboard. The fretboard here is Amaranth. It's like a type of Purple Heart, if you're familiar with Purple Heart. So for $60, if you are into that type of thing, you get a push-pull pot, which I'm guessing is a phase switch, so it kind of reverses the polarity of the pickup, and you get a supposed ebony fretboard, but I don't really think that's ebony. If it is ebony, it's a subsidiary of ebony. When I think ebony, I think black. Yes, you can have some streaks in it. I have a Gibson Les Paul Studio with an ebony fretboard, and it is just straight black. There's almost no grain in it whatsoever. You can't even see the grain. It looks like just like a solid flat piece. Nice looking. So let's just go through the specs here. The Harley Benton DC Junior Fat Benton Blue. Double cut electric guitar, body mahogany, neck mahogany, fingerboard. Oh, it's a Madagascar ebony, so maybe it's a different type of ebony. Neck, it's a set neck, 59 inlays, dots, 22 medium jumbo frets. Graphtec nut, that is a pretty nice premium. I don't believe this comes with a Graphtec nut. Let's take a look here. Dirty mustard. Let's see. No, this is also a Graphtec or graphite nut. That is a graphite nut. And does it say graphite or Graphtec? Let me double check here for you. Yes, fingerboard, Rosewell. Why can't I find this? 3-dot mahogany jumbo fret. Yeah, graphite. So it's not Graphtec, graphite. My apologies. Gibson scale length, fingerboard radius, which is like a 12-inch, radius. 3-ply pickguard, your standard P90. Aldeco 5 dog ear, bridge controls, tone, push-pull. So as I said, most likely, reverse polarity. Wraparound, hardware finish, chrome tutors, Wilkinston vintage style tremolo. So it doesn't say it's a Wilkinston tremolo. It says it's a vintage style. So I don't know if it's an official Wilkinson tremolo or not. Let's see if I can zoom in here. If we get a better, that might be Wilkinson. It looks pretty nice. But you can intonate it, so that's what's important. They're trying to improve on it. My biggest complaint is I would love one of these with a big old fat belly cut for my big old fat gut. That would be nice. That's what I love about Harley Benton. They switch up the designs. They try to make it a little bit more easy to the player because you have to for this range. You can't be doing something dirt cheap where you can't intonate the thing. It's definitely nice to have that as well. 15:1 gear ratio, gloss Benton blue, original strings. You get D'Addario strings. D'Addario's got some decent strings. I got Ernie balls in most of mine, but I'll buy a pack of D'Addarios once in a while just for something different. But that's the question you need to ask yourself. Is it worth the $56 premium for this color and a push-pull pot? And that's maybe in kind of an ebony fretboard. I'm not going to call it real ebony. It doesn't look like real ebony to me. Unless this is a prototype, which case this is a prototype, who knows? But that is not ebony. That is not ebony. I'll fight you on that, Harley Benton. I like your stuff most of the time, minus your prices on those 2x12s. But that is not ebony to me, any way, shape, or form. that is either some kind of rosewood look-alike, maybe it's that other. I'm gonna see if I can get a close-up of this fretboard material as well. Let's see here. To me, if anything looks like ebony, that looks more like ebony to me. I mean, yes, you can see the grain in that, but that looks more like ebony to me than that. This is too light to be any type of ebony. You can see a lot of the grain in it too. As I said, if it is ebony, it's a very cheap type of ebony for $260. What are you going to expect? So if you want to hear what this sounds like here, I have Mr. In the Blues. I am going to borrow a couple of seconds of his demo so you can take a listen.
Links for this will be in the description below. Here we go. Of a Harley Benton consort.
Let's see if we can get. There we go. There's just two clean tones. Well, I mean, it's a P90. It sounds, if it looks like a P90, if it plays like a P90, it's a P90. Whether whoever's branding is on it, pickups aren't that hard to get right. I've said it before. You can just have anybody with a pickup winder, whether it is a USA factory or a Chinese factory, use an Alnico 5 magnet. It's just a plastic wrap most of the time. You're wrapping the wire around a piece of plastic with some bobbins in there, and just wrap it around the right amount of times with the right amount of wire. And bada bing, bada boom, $5-10, you got your pickup, no problem whatsoever. Let me see if this one has tone demos. We might actually get a few unless they have the same. No, we get some tone demos for this. We do, you got doom metal, blues, rock, maj, but we don't really get any tone metals for this. So that's what I'm asking you right now: is this worth the price? Is this supposed ebony? Does that look like it's ebony to you? It doesn't look like it's ebony to me. And is the push-pull pot being the color worth it? To me, this reminds me of my first guitar, which was a First Act 222 guitar. If you're not familiar with that, these were the Walmart brand guitars. So this was like something you bought for $100 at Walmart. I had the amp for all of 22 minutes before I blew it up. And because my parents bought the last two for Christmas that year, guess what? I was stuck with a guitar without an amp for a long time. My sister got one of these things too, and we had to share that one singular, very miserable, crappy amp, which I think we have at still. I think my sister's got that lying around, so I might have to bring on the crappy First Act guitar. Just to show you how miserable that thing is. I mean, honestly, I don't think it sounds bad. If I remember, the neck was like a baseball bat on it, though. But let me know what you think of the Harley Benton DC Junior Fat Benton Blue compared to the regular Harley Benton DC Junior. So that's the difference. The fat stands for ebony in a push-pull pot, in a fancy color. Because I think they have, if I go back here, let's see. No, this was in the hot section. Let's see if I can find some more colors of this. Oh yeah, here. So there's also a fat faded cherry. So they have a couple of the. I actually kind of like this one better. It reminds me more of like an SG style. I know I like my traditional Les Paul and SG colors, but I think this just it's almost too. I hate to say it's too Fendery. When I think like bright, shiny, beautiful colors, solid colors, I think like a Fender Strat, where you got like your race car red, your Pelham blue, surfer green, I think it is, if I remember in these colors correctly, but that's what I think of. So let me know what you think of this in the comments down below. This is Steve Gray. This is Gray's Guitars. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.